After researching which worm gear drive rear handle saw to buy, decided to go with the Skilsaw. This is the model 77, the magnesium model. The official part number is SPT77WML-01. It is a 15 amp saw. Who really knows, but they claim it's the lightest weight worm drive saw. Well, it doesn't matter. I think it weighs about 11.5 pounds. The reason for this video is I have read where people have bought their saw. Some have been destroyed through lack of oil in this gearbox. And the ones who had the insight to go ahead and check the oil level, like you should, they found it to be empty. This saw is brand new, hasn't been out of the box yet. We're going to just take it out of the box and we'll check it to see if there's any oil in it. This saw was purchased from Amazon. A couple of months ago when I was looking, the two big box stores and Amazon had them for $199.99. With the only difference between the three saws being the Home Depot model had a Diablo saw blade on it. And as you know, the Diablo saw blades nowadays are considered to be the Cadillac of blades. But here's the Amazon site. They were on sale for like $152. Pretty good deal. As you can see here, pretty impressive price, $151.80. Prime is free shipping. But check out the reviews. 1,054 reviews, 5 stars. Here's a look at the other side of the box. It's actually a pretty neat graphic or an actual picture of the saw. You can see where it's got magnesium printed out here on the framework. Okay, let's open her up and check that gearbox. It's not a review. There's plenty of really good reviews out there on these saws from people that know how to use them. Well, this is the box, the way it rolled off the mail truck too. No other packaging, just this box with the label right on top of it. Got a manual, the saw blade. It's not a Diablo, but I still think it should be a good blade. With the foot on level surface, fill to bottom of thread. Do not overfill. Okay, we got her set level. The balance point is right here, which makes sense because this is where the hook is. And this is just a scrap 4x6. It sets here real nice, nice and level. So now we'll pop that off. It's supposed to be a wrench in there somewhere. I'll take a look for it and get back. Okay, we found the wrench. It's got a really nice storage place here for the wrench. Got some finger grooves on it. The store's up there, it's kind of spring loaded. Got a nice coating of oil on it. That's always good to see. Okay, now for the good stuff. Yeah, it's a good fit on it. The conventional right-hand threads. It's a real dark oil. I like to see that. It's got an O-ring seal here too. Skilsaw builds the locking pin to lock the blade from turning when you do your blade changes and do any other kind of maintenance. They build that right into the middle of the plug. You see you can rotate it. I thought at first it was a vent or it might help act as a vent. So oil works its way up through the shaft, but obviously it's not getting out here as you run the saw. I've never seen any complaints about that. It certainly feels like there's enough friction to have another O-ring or some kind of seal in there. And of course it's spring loaded also. But that's what locks the gear train in there from turning when you do your blade changes. And okay, let me get a light down in there and you can see on the instructions, with foot on level surface, fill to bottom thread. Well, I'm slightly above the bottom thread. And I am level. I hope it focuses so you can see what I'm looking at maybe. If the saw had not had any oil in it, I went ahead beforehand and ordered again on Prime. Skilsaw has gear lube made for them, but it's just called Heavy Duty Worm Drive Saw Lubricant. Part number 80111. It's kind of cool. They've got their saw on it, what they're famous for and everything. So my plan is We have oil in it. We're good to go. I don't know what the maintenance, I haven't read the book yet, but I would say, just guessing, I'll run it for whatever, a half hour or an hour. You got to run long enough to get that warm and change it. I think I've got enough for 2 changes in here. I can't imagine this holding very much at all. And this is 8 ounces. Let's plug it in, pull the trigger, see if any smoke rolls out. Get the side where you can see it. If you got any questions, don't hesitate to ask in the comment section. I appreciate you watching, and have a good one.